that's what it's going to look like recording, so I need to get my big head in, don't I? What's going on, guys?
Hello. Oh, you want to do the whole thing?
What's going on, guys? So today we asked you lot to ask us some questions for a little Q&A that we've been doing, and some of them are hilarious, and so me and Soph are going to be doing our best to answer them. So are you looking forward to it?
Buzzing.
You're buzzing?
I'm buzzing, although I don't know what your answer will be for some of them.
Well, let's get into it. Okay, so go on.
Okay,
First question.
First question.
From the people.
Who wears the trousers in your relationship? I think we're quite equal. Tumbleweed.
Yeah. I mean, I wear the trousers, but allocate you certain privileges, I would say.
I feel like you wear the trousers, but I allow you to wear the trousers, so therefore I have the power.
So therefore
in
you
controlling
reckon...
that you wear the trousers.
Listen, right, okay. I wear the trousers, okay,
I think...
and you iron them to make sure that they're crisp and clean every day.
I think we both wear the trousers for different things.
Listen, don't try to claw your way back in there. I wear the trousers and you iron them to make sure they're nice and crisp every day.
Okay.
You agree on that?
I mean, next question. Next question. Do you train together and how does that work? So we used to, when we first started dating,
yeah,
during lockdown.
You know that space where you've actually got to make an effort to try and woo them.
You never made an effort.
I did make an effort.
Did you?
Of course I made an effort.
How?
Always made an effort.
Anyway,
I used to comb my hair back then and everything.
We did train together because we were sharing equipment in lockdown, so a lot of our exercises were the same. Then we got back into the gym, and obviously powerlifting, bikini, very different. And then now I'm following a plan more strict, so we're kind of completely separate now. Yeah.
We used to have like a little, we'd do the first move separately. Like,
or we'd do a variant of, like when you'd bench.
Yeah.
Or I'd incline, or sometimes you would heavy squat and I would do squats, like just.
And now you like hack squat, so.
I don't have hack squat on my plan anymore.
Honestly, she's obsessed with the hack squat.
I'm not obsessed.
The world's most boring machine ever.
Have you ever used it?
No.
Well then. Okay, next one. Who cooks the best?
Me.
You never cook.
I know. That's why
I cook the best.
It's such a spectacle that it can only be
You
brought
don't.
out once a year.
I cook the best.
To be fair, she's a very good cook, and
because I always cook.
I have offered to cook before in the past, and she says to me, "No, I'll do it because I want it to taste nice." So that says everything, really.
To be fair, when we first started dating, you did cook a couple of times, but that's just because I didn't know the kitchen.
Now I've
then
trapped her.
Then I just like took over.
Now I've trapped her. I don't have to, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
So I'm a very, very lucky guy, and she does all of the cooking for me, which.
And the cleaning. I'm the chef and the maid.
I'm there for moral support, and I.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay, what are your pet peeves about each other?
I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay, I have two. First one.
Very quick off the mark there, by the way. Very quick off the mark.
First one is the toilet roll situation, because there's a toilet roll stand, but he doesn't put the toilet roll on the stand. He'll either put it on the floor or behind the toilet, which makes no sense because then you have to like turn to get it off, and then it won't realise he started one, and then he'll start another one. So there's like constantly 3 toilet rolls like started, but none actually on the toilet roll holder, which is a bit frustrating. The second one is he will put his dishes in the sink with food still in it rather than putting the food in the bin, and every time I have to do the dishes I'm like,
saving it for later, mate.
Oh, you can eat it later if you want, like, because that is disgusting.
First of all, on the toilet roll situation, in my defence, there wouldn't need to be so much toilet roll if this one literally didn't go through it at like a rate of knots. I'm sure all of the guys can relate who have recently had a female living with them, that all of a sudden the toilet roll goes a lot quicker than usual.
We have
My
special
pet peeves.
requirements.
My
Go
pet
on,
peeves.
What are your pet peeves?
That you have these really awkward names for things, like where you'll be like, shoes have to be shoesies, or
I do that all the time.
shoesies, or a blanket has to be blankie.
It doesn't have to be.
No, but it
Blame
does.
my dad for that one.
I'm not blaming your dad for that, I'm
Well-
blaming you for being a 24-year-old woman and still talking like that.
It came out once. I gave my honest answer though.
That's fine. Okay, so next question. What was the first thing you thought when you first saw me?
Why is he staring at me? He used to stare at me at the gym all the time. And I used to be like, if he wants to speak to me, just say hello.
You know, but I was very much like, oh, she probably doesn't want to be bothered, do you know what I mean? Being the gentleman, you know, like girls don't want to be bothered when they're working out and that. But it was very difficult to keep my eyes off her.
Aww.
Obviously she got a great pair of glutes, so that was
Nice.
very distracting, I have to say. But yeah.
Don't flatter me too much. But basically I have to have that because I have shit chat. Whereas you have good chat, which is how you swung it.
That's it, yeah.
We compliment each other.
Managed to come in with a good chat like that. That's it, get her on the hook. That's it, yeah, so
2 years later.
2 years later, yeah, it took me a lot. Sick chirps, mate, it took me a long time.
Yeah, 2 years later. Next question, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Whose sport is the healthiest?
I'll let you go first on this one.
I think it's safe to say both our sports are fairly, I don't want to say unhealthy, because I think if they're both done correctly, with good guidance, experienced coaching, that they are both healthy.
Just say powerlifting.
No, because, okay, but powerlifting you have more risk of injury. So is that healthy? It depends what we're talking about health-wise. Obviously, bodybuilding is scrutinised for the low levels of body fat we get to.
Which is extremely
Is it
unhealthy.
though? Because there have been many, many top-level athletes who have done studies and
Come on.
and checked their health before and after prep, and they are actually very healthy still. But that is obviously done with experienced coaching and guidance. If you entered a prep not knowing what you're doing, it could definitely be detrimental to your health, yes.
Powerlifting
You break everything.
is a lot healthier because the vast majority of people who compete are not at the extreme. With bodybuilding, everybody goes to an extreme. That's not putting it down on bodybuilding. I have huge respect for everyone who does bodybuilding. It's something I couldn't do, and I think some of them look great. But I think it's probably safe to say that the majority of people who compete in powerlifting are in a much healthier space than when people compete in bodybuilding.
But what about
The end.